Welcome to the Bree Pod. I'm here with me, Bree. So, it's been a while since I've had my last Unfiltered with you guys, and I decided that it's time to come on and talk about the upcoming situation with my health. It's kind of funny, because what was it? 2019, I was getting ready for my laparoscopy surgery for endo, and now we're starting to look into potentially jaw surgery. I don't even know how to, sometimes I don't even know how to take it in. I have so many feelings about this. And let me start off by getting into why. So I've gone to a few dentists. In 2017, I went to a dentist back when I was working in New York. And then for a little bit there, we had traveled from Florida to Arizona, back to New York for a moment. And then I think we went back to Arizona and then here, I want to say. So for a couple of years, I didn't have a dentist. But what all of my dentists have had in common is that they have told me I should look into basically getting my teeth fixed, because for most of you who know me, I have an overbite at the top. My jaw at the bottom is underdeveloped a little bit, and I have crowding all over the mouth. And basically what they're saying to me is that it would be good for me to get jaw surgery so that I can have a better life health-wise, because what it's affecting is pretty serious, or can lead to something serious. And one of the things that they said is if I don't have sleep apnea now, which is one of the things we're going to be checking pretty soon once I get that consultation, then that could be something. And then it could lead to, it's interesting what teeth health can lead to, but it can lead to stroke, heart issues. They had a long list. So of course I was like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. And so I basically I've talked to the dentist, the two dentists. I've talked to the surgeon that is probably going to do the surgery. And soon I need to talk to the orthodontist, which I didn't even realize how many people you have to go through to do this whole thing. So that's kind of interesting. But basically what they said is that it could be long-term health effects if it's not affecting me already. And I was told this by, well, she didn't go necessarily into depth. She basically told me that the first dentist said that if I did this, then it would probably be considered cosmetic and it wouldn't be paid for by insurance. But the next dentist, which is the one I'm seeing now, she is saying that there's a higher potential of being, of getting it covered by medical. And that's what my goal is. I really would like it to be covered by medical, because the long-term effects are going to be pretty bad. And when I was talking to the surgeon, he basically said, as I age, my teeth, at least in the front, are going to continue to flare out like they are now. And then by the time in my 50s, they've said that because it'll start to loosen the bone and then my teeth will start to fall out, which is one of my biggest freaking worries in life, which is so silly. I mean, of course, dying is one, and then people around me, but one of the biggest things is that my teeth fall out. I mean, I don't even like my teeth now, but I don't want them to fall out either. So that has, so that kind of scared me a bit. And the thing is, many of you that know me know I don't smile in my photos because I don't like my smile. I've always had confidence issues with it. And because of my teeth, it's created a lot of mental health, a little bit of issues there. And I shouldn't say issues because we all go through it. We all have insecurities. We all have things we don't like about ourselves. But I just mean like there's been things that people have said because of my teeth. For example, so many people tell me, they're like, oh, you should be a model. You should try to get out there and do that. You've got the perfect body or whatever, this and that for it. But what you guys don't know is like, I've been told a couple of times actually by photographers that basically that I would be better behind the camera than in front of the camera. And so that kind of like broke me a bit. And I know that, now with my healing journey, I've learned that taking people's words and believing them, especially when it's not your truth, is not the way. But at the time, I was very impressionable. And so I had to have a group of people be like, oh, you should go model and all this stuff. And I wanted to model. But then when I heard this from photographers, because I looked up to them, I was like, well, I can't be anything if they're saying it, then I can't be anything. And now you all must know though, I have worked on that, and I know that what they said is not necessarily true, but it became my truth for a bit, because I already had that insecurity. So I added it on like, well, see, this is okay to have this insecurity. And so, and it's been a comment. I mean, this is nothing against children, but man, the first thing that they say, and I get it, it's part of the human nature. And that's why I'm not like, oh, children are horrible. It's just, I've definitely had many times where the blunt children came up to me and are like, what's wrong with your teeth? And even though I always remind myself, this is just part of childhood. They're just trying to learn. Each little thought of, oh my gosh, my teeth, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with them, has always been an issue for me. And so recently, when they added on, hey, you could also have issues with your health from it, I just was scared because it made me feel like it's like the teeth that have been what I felt my insecurity now needs to actually be worked on. And it's a serious procedure that we're about to do. Basically what's going to happen is they are going to break my jaw or cut it open, basically bring up the bottom piece so that it aligns better with the top, and then use these titanium screws to screw the jaw together. So this would be the order of how things need to go down. First things first is to see if I have sleep apnea, which it is possible that I have it, because the way that my front teeth are out, it lifts my nasal cavity. And so you can have air issues that way. And then also because my bottom jaw is not as developed as it should be, there's less of an airway to breathe through. I mean, I'm breathing, but it's less than what should be the norm. And then he said that once that bottom jaw moves out, the tongue moves forward and then it opens up that airway. Interesting stuff I learned. So the first check would be, do I have sleep apnea? If that goes well, then we would take my sleep let's say they say, yes, you have sleep apnea, would take my results, send it to insurance, show them what we want to do, and then hopefully insurance takes it and puts it under a medical expense. And regardless if insurance does or not, I'm going to try my best to fight it, because of the fact that the long-term health issues that are going to come are like so detrimental to me that I need this to be medically covered. And I think it should be medically covered because even though, yes, I talk about how having straight teeth, having a normal mouth would make me feel more confident, it's still the medical stuff at the end of the day that, scares me the most. Like, I don't want to live a life, wake up one day, have my teeth fall out, have stroke and issues. So that's not for me. So anyway, so that would be step one. Well, yeah, step one. So then the next step is we have to take out my wisdom teeth. Now, my wisdom teeth came in beautifully, actually. So technically, if I would have never had to get jaw surgery, like my wisdom teeth would be perfect because they're just sitting there hanging. They're not doing anything bad. But the reason that they have to go, according to the surgeon, is because there are nerves right at the bottom near your wisdom teeth and that go throughout your mouth. And one of the after side effects of having jaw surgery is that if your wisdom teeth are still there, it is more likely for them to nick a nerve, which would make your mouth partially numb, which is something we don't want to do as a long-term issue. So in order to not have that issue, we need to take out the wisdom teeth, and this would be 3 to 6 weeks before. I can't remember if we said 3 to 6 months or 3 to 6 weeks before the actual jaw surgery. He said technically he could do both of them at the same time, but I think it's probably best to just get that out of the way. So that would be like the next step. Actually, I should have said that braces will be the next step, but whatever. So anyway, so then we've got to be in order to have the jaw surgery happen, I need to have braces to bring my teeth where they need to align with the jaw, how they're going to sit on top of the jaw. Or, yeah, not on top of the jaw. You guys know what I mean. Sit on top of each other the proper way. He said, though, that the braces are going to make it worse before it gets better. So it's definitely going to be a lot, but I know that it's for the good. And I know I'm going to be scared as shit, but hopefully, hopefully it'll all be worth it. And really, it seems like it's going to be with thinking of health and thinking of having a normal smile. That would be amazing. But anyway, so braces would be next. Then we would have the jaw surgery, which he basically told me that the first week will be hell. I'm going to be in a lot of pain. And I think for 3 weeks or more, I have to be on a liquid diet. The first week will be hell. Then it's going to start to calm down. And the reason why it's going to be hell is because obviously there's going to be pain in the mouth. It's going to be hard to breathe. So that part, of course, scares me a bit too. But truly, when this stuff comes about, I honestly go to my spiritual side and go into prayer and to just look toward the best and the good and pray for the health. And if any of you that's listening want to send good vibes, whatever you believe in, it doesn't matter. I'm definitely open to that. It is going to be probably the biggest thing that I've ever gone through, considering laparoscopy was just small little like incisions in my stomach, basically my stomach. And this is going to be huge. I struggled mentally when it came to my incisions. And even though they were small, I still mentally went to a very negative place. And considering this is going to be literally my face and it's been my biggest insecurity since the beginning of time, this is going to be a huge mental exercise, I guess, to get through. So I'm definitely scared. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, like I said, I always want to be very transparent with you. And again, for those of you that are thinking, oh no, like this, just know it's not me saying like, oh, poor me, like, please don't feel that way. I'm just saying I'm scared. And it's okay to say I'm scared. But to follow that up, I do have people that I'm going to be turning to. I have my therapist, I have my friends, I have my family, and I'm going to turn to them really a lot, I think, during that period of time. Of course, I'm not going to be able to talk as much, I'm sure, for the first couple of probably days, but just having that support is going to be nice. So if you want to send a text, send it over. Obviously, I'll let you guys know when it goes down. And then when it comes to recording the pre-pod, I think I might have someone like guest host for me, or maybe I'll find a way to still talk to you guys. But I'm still looking into how I'd go about that. I don't foresee this procedure happening until probably the end of 2023, maybe or 2022, I mean, or maybe the beginning. It all depends on how quickly my teeth move with the braces. But after that, so we've gotten to the braces, gotten to the jaw surgery, recovery. Recovery is going to be wild. He said that a full recovery where, your skin has lessened the puffiness, where what your face will look like, that will actually be after 6 months. So it's going to be a huge journey and a huge like healing experience, I feel, because it's going to be me really battling the internal me and figuring out how to thrive and get through that. So in some ways, I'm excited for that growth. And then, of course, I'm a little scared. I like I keep saying, it's huge procedure. I should answer this question for you guys, because many people have asked me, well, should you get a second opinion? Are there other options? And truly, because I am 31 years old, the options that I would have had when I was like younger, those options are no longer available because my mouth is done growing. So had I been like 14, 13, like in those younger years, able to fix this, then there'd be different options than to just go straight to the jaw surgery. So technically, there's not necessarily a second option. And then the other piece is that I have talked to, like, some people are like, did you get a second opinion? And every person I talk to that is literally a dentist, make sure to say, hey girl, you should look into this surgery. So the reason, why did I listen now? I think the reason why I've listened now is because in life, I'm in a better place to hear this. Back in 2017, when I was first told, oh, this should happen, I was under the impression it was only for cosmetic. And I was like, well, if it's cosmetic, I'm not going to spend crazy ass money for my face. Like, it may be an insecurity, but it's not that kind of insecurity where I need to go spend loads of money on it. So now at the second opinion, where they talked about the health issues, that's really what awakened me and made me think, okay, I'm going to do this and I need to do this. And one shout out I need to give to my brother, because my brother had my back when I told him. He was the first person to say, like, to back me up and just be like, I shouldn't say he's the first person. He's not the first person, but I really respected the advice he gave me and what he said to me about having my back and supporting me and just letting me know that this is important. It's for the longevity of my health, and that he will, he supports that. And I really needed to hear that from him specifically, because he's my brother, and I think it was just nice to hear someone say like, hey, I know you're scared and I know you're freaking out, but this is important for you to go and do. This is important for you to look into, and just know that whatever happens, we've got you. And of course, obviously my family and friends have been super supportive, but it always means the most too. And it's from, my twin brother. So thank you, Jerry, for that, because that was awesome. And I really need to hear that. So anyway, so after jaw surgery, after we've gone through the healing process, the next step will be back to braces again. And that is going to basically fine tune the teeth, make sure that they're nice and straight and looking perfecto. So that's a lot, right? So in the midst of this, what part am I at right now? Well, right now, we did the major cleaning. That was the most important piece. Back in 2017 was my last cleaning, which is a long time, I know, but we finally got back to a better place with insurance. And so now, and then I was so focused on my laparoscopy, honestly, in 2019. I try to do things one at a time if I'm able to with my body, because I just feel like it's overwhelming to have like so many things. And I know it doesn't always work out like that, but I try. So 2019 was like all about the laparoscopy. And now we're in 2021/2022, which will be all about jaw surgery and working on my teeth, which is a super vital, important health thing. And I'm in a better place financially. I'm not saying I'm rich, but I'm saying that I'm in a better place financially where I am more apt to be able to handle like braces and such like that versus back in 2017, which I was not. And then 2019 went a lot to my other surgery. So with that being said, where am I at right now? We're at the intense cleaning. That's done. Yesterday was the second day, because they do half, like your left side and then your right side. So we did that. The next step after that is going to be taking care of, what are they called? Shoot. I need 3 fillings for, oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous that I can't remember the word. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. I need 3 fillings, which that's pretty good for how long I have been away from the dentist. So not bad. Oh, cavities. There we go. So 3 fillings. So we're going to do that. And then I believe we're doing another cleaning, but it's going to be a light cleaning. And that cleaning is going to depict what my new cleaning schedule is. So whether it's every 3 months, whatever. So there's a lot of different elements going on with that side. The next thing I need to do, which I still need to do this because I keep forgetting, is to call the place that does the sleep apnea testing and have them test me. And so we'll be doing consultation with that. And then in January, it's my first consultation to talk with the orthodontist. And then hopefully not too long after that, we'll be starting the process for braces, because the sooner the better to get this process going. So I'm just really focusing on trying to take the best route, focus on medically getting covered for the surgery. And obviously, focusing and making sure that I have all the resources I need to pay for everything that I need to, and just focusing on the good health. And I wanted to share this with everyone because I've had a lot of questions come in, and I feel like why not answer it on my podcast? And as you guys know, I'm not shy into sharing. on the podcast because this is where you're growing with me. You're seeing the things that that I've been through, and it's the Unfiltered series. So we're unfiltered. Um, so yeah, so that's what's going on as of late for my health. As far as endo goes, it's still here, going strong. But I'm in a better place mentally with that. I think that the biggest day that meant the most to me was the day I found out I had endo, and that's what really calmed me down. And I didn't have so much focus on endo. Like I've focused on it, you know, in getting my health better and have wanting to have a baby, but it's not like as primary as it was back in 2019. Now, ironically, it's my teeth that's more the focus. And in many ways, I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm hoping I can get through the pain. It's one of my, I think, one of the scariest parts is will it be that very painful? And of course, I'm scared. I know it's so sad, but I really don't like pain. But who likes pain? I'm worried about the wisdom teeth extraction. But I know that all of this is for the good and it's for my health. I will say I need to add this because, of course, I've been keeping my therapist in basically the loop of what's going on so that she can help me, you know, work through these challenges and or the positives and such. And one of the things she told me is that right now, while I'm in this process of getting ready, now's the perfect time to write out my why. Why am I doing this? Um, and I think that was the most beautiful advice I could possibly be given because when I get to that place of maybe being in a lot of pain and maybe begging, you know, for some form of comfort, it will be good to have this piece of paper to look back on and say, this is why you did this. You did it because of such and such. And so maybe next time on the Unfiltered series, I can share with you my why, or maybe that's something after. I don't know yet, but I haven't written it down yet because I really want to think this out. And I want to make sure I remember who I'm talking to, which it's me. And I want to make sure that I can be there for me. And I can say to me that this is your why. And the other thing that I'm going to add to this letter to myself is that this is only temporary because that is what got me through the endo surgery. That's what got me through the recovery portion of it. And I was scared there too. I know that when I get into the surgery bed before they put me under, I'm going to be shaken like a leaf. It is just what happens. I mean, even to this day, they had to numb my, you know, they had to numb my gums and then put the needle in to, you know, numb, get the nerves and then numb the mouth to clean it. And in the middle of it, I had like a panic attack. And what I mean is, I just get it feels like a sensation of being scared, and but there's not that feeling of comfort. It's just being scared. And so when I get into that fight, flight, freeze mode, that scarcity feeling, I try to go back to what my nutritionist said, what my therapist said, and go back to my breathing. And I know people are like, breathing, really? But if you do the box breathing, I have to say it really works wonders to bring those nerves down. And then I try to give myself a calm release of like just saying, you got this, you're okay, you're in good hands. Because sometimes you need to do that. And sometimes when you're having a breakdown and you're scared, you need to just be able to say to yourself, it's okay. I got you, girl. You're going to be okay. You're in safe hands. And, you know, like looking, it's so important to do that for yourself when you're worried or afraid, whatever it is. And sometimes the things that we get nervous about or worried about may feel like something so tiny or small, but it's still important to just center yourself and get yourself back to a place of calming. And so every time before surgery, I try to just be like, I'm okay. I do like a shit ton of praying. And I always look for the name Kathleen, and I hope for a nurse every time for Kathleen, because I feel like it's that confirmation, like I'm okay. And so far, most of the surgeries and medical things that I've had to do, I've found myself my Kate or my Cassie or my Catherine. It doesn't matter how they say their name. It could be Kathleen full blown. As long as it's that Kate, Cassie, Catherine, whatever, I'm just calm and I'm like, okay, it's okay. Now, I'm sure that if there's a time that I do not meet the nurse that's named Kathy, I'll be fine. But it's always that like peace of mind. So anyway, I wanted to share this update with you guys. Of course, I'll continue to update everyone. And thank you so much for following my journey with me. The affirmation that I leave today is that this is only temporary, whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, and you will get past it. You will find a way. You have so much strength in you, and it's going to be okay, basically. And there's a song actually that I listen to, especially on my lowest days, which it can be when I'm in a lot of pain. For Mendo, I listen to this song, and I'll actually share it with you guys because it's really good, and it just supports, that scarce feeling, that worried feeling. It's called "You're Gonna Be Okay," and I just need to find, by Jen Johnson. It's really good, so definitely look it up. "You're Gonna Be Okay" by Jen Johnson. If you're having a tough time or in need of that feeling that you're going to be okay, because you are. So with that, you are loved, you are worthy, you are cherished. I